let's talk a little bit about UFC 210 this weekend. Rumble Johnson, Daniel Cormier going for the UFC light heavyweight championship. Johnson lost to Cormier in the previous fight. We saw how that one went down. What could Johnson learn from that fight, though, for UFC 210 this weekend?
Man, Johnson is the king of comebacks. He's the guy who makes the best of second chances. A guy who fought at welterweight, then tried middleweight and got cut from the UFC for his many infractions that dealt with weight cutting and losing as well, and then simply rehabilitated his career. And look at him now. He's fighting for the title again, right? This is a guy who is quite perseverant, but he's had a couple of knocks on his career that have plagued him no matter what weight class, that being his cardio. And for me, I think it's a somewhat overstated criticism. I don't think he has amazing cardio. I just don't, like, some people are like, well, just train more. Some people just can't get amazing cardio. Like, it doesn't matter how much you run. Not everyone is going to have a sub 3-hour marathon. It's just not possible, right? So to me, I actually do think he can maintain himself over the course of a fight if, in fact, he can keep it at range. One of the problems was, like, Anthony Johnson can wrestle. He wrestled, he's a junior college national champion, as a matter of fact, but he can't wrestle like Daniel Cormier. It's just not possible. So to me, one of the big lessons from the first fight was, as long as Daniel Cormier is on you, he has an underhook, he's got his grip on you, that's going to be a problem for Anthony Johnson. But to the extent he can maintain distance, to the extent he can keep it at semi-striking range, that's his fight to lose. He's obviously much, much better there. The lesson here is distance equals freedom, freedom equals a belt.
Okay. Cormier has said that if he stays perfect, then he will embarrass Johnson inside the octagon. Johnson's basically said, well, he appreciates the confidence in his opponent, and he wants him to be at his tip-top because he wants to be able to say that he knocked off the champ at bringing his A game. In essence, he said, bring it on. So who end up walking out of that cage with the belt?
You know what's funny? The betting favorite is not Daniel Cormier. It's actually Rumble Johnson now, just barely. It's not a significant difference between the two, but he is the betting favorite. You know, it's a really tough one, man. 38 years old, Daniel Cormier, I don't know, like, he had a tough fight with Johnson and beat him. He had a really tough fight, a 5-round war with Alexander Gustafsson. Those things weigh on you, especially, if you were 28, it would be bad. At 38, of course, I have only 36, but you get the idea, like, it just doesn't go off of you the same. I'm still going to lean towards Daniel Cormier. I just think he has more ways to win than Rumble Johnson. But Rumble Johnson, you've seen it every time. He lays one fist on you and he just flicks your off switch, and that's all it really takes. It's not too complicated. When you have that kind of insane power, anyone is susceptible to getting smashed at any point in time. So I think, I always try to think about who's got more chances. I think Cormier's got more chances, but who's got more single strike ability? It's Anthony Johnson.